Good evening, everybody. Tonight we're playing Dead Man's Hand. So, I've wanted to do a battle report for Dead Man's Hand for a little while now, and Hayley wanted to give another game a try, so we're going to go with this one. So we've already set everything up, and I'll just run through what we're doing. So we are using two crews, posses, whatever, from the base set. I'm using the Cowboys, and Hayley is going to be using the Desperados. Now, I actually only own the Desperados faction, but we can split the models and, you know, they're broadly armed the same, and we'll just, as long as we keep track of who's who, everything should run smoothly. So we've already set up the board, we've already set up the scenario, and we set up the gangs. So the scenario we're playing is the good, the lead, and the ugly, and the opening scene is simply called The Stranger. Basically, a stranger has wandered into town, and the local hoodlums have decided basically to see how far they can push him. Think Clint Eastwood when he walks into the town in a fistful of dollars. That's basically what's going on here. Hayley is taking the part of the hoodlums, which is very apt, and she has three guys who are all armed with pistols. I am taking the part of the stranger, and I have a man with no name who is a 5 reputation model. All of Hayley's are 2 reputation models. Who is armed with a repeater who has come into town. The scenario is very, very simple. We are only playing with a half deck of cards. If you have a look at one of my previous videos, which I'll put a link up here, it runs through some of the basics of the game about how actions work and how the card system works. So it might be worth having a look at that one, then watching this. Otherwise, we'll just run through it. But basically, we're playing with a half deck of cards. The game ends under a few conditions. If the stranger, i.e. me, gets taken out of action, the game is over and I lose. If I manage to kill all 3 of the bad guys, then they lose. If they fail what's called a big nerve test and run away, then they lose. Or if my deck runs out, then I lose. And then this plays into the next scenario. So what the outcome of this will have an effect on what happens next. As you can see, we've already set up the board. So here is the stranger. And here are the hoodlums. Now, they have one rule on them for the start of this. They are all drunk and disorderly. And that means that they only get to take 2 actions a turn. And they lose all tied initiative results until one of their number is killed. Then they sober up very, very fast. And gameplay continues as normal. My figure counts as having drawn an ace for his initiative in the first turn, so he's going first basically no matter what, and in the turns after that he actually gets 2 initiative cards instead of the normal 1, and I can basically pick between those, so I'm going to get burned through my deck quite quick. This is just a learning game. Hayley's, apart from about 5 minutes ago where we just sort of ran through some very basics, she's never played before, so we aren't including the rules for interruption actions like ducking back and quick shot. And we'll be a bit forgiving with the cards. I get a hand of 2 cards, so here you can see what I've got, which is Dust in Your Eye and Spotted Horse Cannot Be Killed by a Bullet. I will let Hayley fill you in on what she's got. But yeah, this should be a really nice one to play. Other than that, we'll basically go over to turn 1. Okay, just to run you through what I've got the card Dust in Your Eye, which means I can play it an opposing model after it declares its actions, and basically if it's going to aim, it loses that bonus. And I've also got this one, Spotted Horse Cannot Be Killed by a Bullet. I can play it on one of my own models when it's about to be shot. Any out of action results become under fire and nerve test. So this is really handy because it can save me at the last minute, which is with my dice rolls is something I'm going to need.
Hi everybody, so because I've got 3 men, I only get 1 card dealt to me as opposed to Martin's 2, to try and even things up a bit, I assume. So I've got the We Deal in Lead friend. Play before any models are activated. All shots on both sides get a bonus of +1 modifier on to hit scores this turn. So anyone that's taking a shoot action on both sides, if I decide to play this, will get a +1 to their shoot.
Okay, so we're into the initiative phase for turn 1. My guy doesn't need to pull initiative in the first turn because he's going first, but Hayley still does. So you get to look at that card and decide who you're going to give it to. And then you deal out 2 face down to the others. And you might as well turn them all over. We know mine's going on an ace. We have a 9, 7, and a 2. Alright, okay, so we'll go in. We say my guy's going first, so we'll pick the actions. Okay, so my guy gets 3 actions. He is going to move behind the broken cart. He's going to aim, and then he's going to shoot at the guy over there who's got the initiative card of 9. So he's going to move, so he's clearly going to make that. Ah, thank you very much. He's going to aim, and he's going to shoot. Now, I'll just have a look at the repeater's abilities. So you can see here that the repeater is at close range if they're within 40 centimeters, which that guy clearly is. So I'm at close range. I've moved once, which doesn't give me any modifiers. However, I am aiming and shooting, which gives me +1. My guy is also... He gets +2. So my guy is rolling to hit on +3. So I roll a d20 and I get to add 3 to the result. 10 + 3 is 13, which is...
Under fire marker.
1 under fire marker. So the guy basically just takes a hit. I was hoping for something a little bit better than that. So it's the guy on initiative 9. So he only gets 2 actions. So what's he going to do?
He's going to move behind these lovely placed barrels here. And then he's going to try his luck with a shoot.
Okay. So you're at close range. My guy's in cover, which gives you -1, and you are also -1 because you've already taken a hit as well. So you are d20 -2. 2. That'll do. Okay, next, what have you got? That's a 7. Okay. Right, so what's he going to do with his 2 actions?
He is going to aim and shoot.
Okay, so your aiming gives you a +1 to hit, and my cover is -1. However, I'm going to be horrible, and I'm going to play my dust in your eye card, which basically means you lose your aiming bonus. So you're basically -1 to hit because of the cover. So you're rolling a d20 -1. 3. That is definitely a miss. So we have the last guy back here on a 2. What are you going to do?
I'm going to move and shoot.
Okay.
Make sure it's right.
Looks like he's shooting the side of the church.
Oh yeah. He's drunk.
He is
Come on,
pissed, yeah.
Give him a chance.
Okay, right.
There we go.
So he's going to move and he's going to shoot. So he is at my... I've just realised I've done it wrong from the beginning, so I better just put these. So what I've done wrong is I haven't put these counters down. So I should have put 1 on my guy for moving, 1 on the guy over here for moving, and 1 on the guy here for moving. And those add some other modifiers. So... to shoot, it's -1 because my guy's moved once, and it's -1 because I'm in cover. So you're at -2. 2.
Anyway, brilliant.
Okay, so that's the end of turn 1. This guy didn't actually move, but these are all coming off now. So the only tokens that stay on the board are the 1 hit token suffered over there. So now my guy is actually drawing initiative. So we'll get into turn 2. Because I used 1 card, I get to draw 1. So my new card is Yellow Belly. Play on an enemy model if it suffers under fire and nerve test results from shooting. A nerve test is automatically failed. We are playing these as open hand because it is a, you know, basically like a learning game.
I'm so blind I can't read his from here anyway.
And
so.
she won't remember what I've got. So that's absolutely fine. More wine? So we'll move in. So we need to draw initiative cards. I get 2. So are you ready?
Ready.
So 3, 2, 1. Can't believe I just picked that up. My guy has to draw 2. There we go. Got a guy up there as well.
Oh God. I'm drunk. I'm getting into character.
Brilliant. Okay, so let's turn it over. So the card I drew first was an ace.
First one I drew was a lovely 3 there.
Oh, well, look at that. Splitting the pack. I've got an ace and a 2.
Oh, I got an ace and a 3. And an 8.
Okay, well, my guy is going to definitely keep the ace, and because your guys are still drunk, I win ties. Right, okay, so Hayley wants to make things interesting.
Yeah, so I'm going to play my Deal in Lead card.
Basically, Hayley's putting his card down, and for the entire turn, everybody on the board gets +1 to hit. So this could be quite interesting. This could be a very, very short game. So, it's my guy's go. What I am going to elect to do with my free actions, I am going to aim, shoot and shoot, but I'm going to split my shots. My first aim and shoot is going to be at the guy hiding behind the barrels, and my second shot will be at the guy in white on the street. Okay, so this one's going to be interesting. So Hayley's played that card of doom, which is +1. I'm aiming, which is another +1, and my character has a shoot value of 2 anyway, so I am +4 to hit. Hayley's model is behind cover, which gives me a -1, so I am rolling +3 with my repeater. 20, that's 23.
Yeah, I think he might be a little bit
Yeah,
dead.
a result of 19 or more is just outright dead. He's gone. Toodaloo. There is a slight downside to that, which is Hayley's guys have now completely sobered up, and when they activate, they'll take 3 actions. However, I've still got my second shot. So my second shot was against this guy here. Now, it's not aimed, so I normally have a shoot bonus of +2, but it's my second shot, which gives me a -1, but Hayley's still got that nice card in play that gives me a +1. So I am rolling a d20 +2. Ooh. A 10 +2 is 12. I believe it's just a single hit. See, that would have been so much better if that had just been 19 or more, and he just like bang, bang.
Your dreams, pal.
Yeah, well, yeah, now we can see what's going to happen to me. Okay, so the guy who's on the ace, what do you want to do with him?
He is going to move.
Yeah.
And then shoot and shoot at close range.
Okay. He's going to get right. He's going to get right in there.
Going nearly hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah.
There.
Hand-to-hand's rather brutal in this game, but
Still drunk face.
he just wants to shoot the church. Just wants to shoot that church. Okay, so normally he's +0. However, when you are using a pistol at point blank range, which is basically anything within 10 centimeters, which is this stick, you're at +2. Hayley also played that ridiculous card, which gives her a +1. So that's +3. However, he's taken 1 hit, which is -1. And my guy is in cover, which is -1. So he is just at +1 for the first shot. 17, I believe that's a hit and a nerve test, isn't it?
17 is under fire marker and a nerve test.
Alright, okay. So we put 1 marker on him, and he's out for a nerve test. Now, my character has a nerve of 3. He's taken 1 hit, which means that is modified by a -1. So basically, I need to have roll a 4 or more. 4, that's fine. Now you get your second shot, which will be at just evens, because you're -1 for the second shot, you're at +1 for the first one, and then the -1 for the second shot just makes it an even roll. 13.
That is under fire marker.
So he's now taken 2. All of our guys on this board can take 4 under fire markers before they're removed. What's the fella at the back going to do?
Okay, this may be a little reckless, but I'm going to move, shoot with this guy as well.
Okay.
Just while we're in the swing of things.
Oh, nuts. So is he at point blank range?
He certainly is.
Okay, so you're +2 to hit for the point blank range. You're +1 to hit because of that stupid card. And you're -1 because of my cover. So you are +2 with your first shot and +1 with your second.
9.
9 is a miss, I think.
It is a miss.
It is a miss.
Lucky.
And you're just +1 with the second shot.
No issues with your church today, sweetheart. 9 + 1, 10. Which is a miss as well.
That's a 6.
Oh, sorry. It's the other way around. I was still a miss either way.
So, end of the turn, and Stranger has taken 2 hits. Well, hopefully, this is where we're going to want the Stranger to go first, so he needs to get himself out of this situation. I didn't use any cards, so I'm not going to be drawing any, but Hayley did, so you get to draw another one. So, there we go. What did you get?
I got the shootist.
Okay, we'll have a little look at what that does, and then we'll draw initiative for the next turn.
Okay, so I got the shootist, which is play on one of your own models. When it is activated, All shots against a single opponent count as aimed and ignore the modifiers for the target moving. So basically that means there is no minus for any model with a moving token on it.
Time for initiative. 3, 2, 1, go. Well, I don't even know why I'm looking at it. I haven't got anyone else to play it on. So I get 2 cards. 2, I need something decent. We have a 6, but I do know that I drew a king as well. Oh, no, yes, no. Right, we're going to have to rewind this because I can't remember who put their card down first, whether it is me or you, because you guys aren't drunk anymore. So it's whoever put their card down first gets to go first. I think it was you. Right, we're actually going to have to rewind this and have a look. Yeah, it was Haley by like a split second. So I'm not thinking this is going to look very good. So what do you want to do?
I am going to use one of my actions to recover.
Okay, so that'll get rid of that.
This
Yeah,
token,
and then I assume
I'm going to try and shoot you in the face twice.
Okay, so we know you're at point blank range. So you're at +2 for the point blank range, and you're at -1 because my guy technically is still in cover. Although I'm looking at that, I think we're probably going to have to lose it.
Tuft of grass.
That tuft of grass, yeah. There's a flower there as well. So you're at +2 for your first shot, and +1 for the second shot.
That's 9. Definitely 9 this time.
Definitely 9 this time. So +2 is 11, which is a
No,
under.
that's with the +2.
Oh, that's with the +2. Okay, so that's a miss.
Yeah.
Second shot's at +1. 1. I believe.
Hang on, that's a 1. That's an out of ammo.
It is. The gun jams. It's a nice cinematic click just as he goes to shoot him at point blank range. That's what you get for being cocky.
Too much rum. Too much rum.
Rum? They're cowboys, not pirates. Whiskey.
Whiskey. All right.
Whiskey. So, my go. So, I am going to... Oh, it's quite difficult. I'm going to shoot you, move you... well, no, I'm going to not move...
About time you moved me.
All right. I'm going to shoot, then I'm going to move, and then I'm going to shoot again, and I'm going to move back towards the church doorway. So the repeater doesn't get any bonus for being at point blank range. So my guy's shoot value is +2. He's taken 2 hits, and he's going to be moving once, but the move doesn't actually have a effect on him. So the first shot is at 0. 13, that is a hit. He's now going to move back to the doorway. Whoop. Slide him in a little bit like that. And he's going to take his second shot, which will be at -1, as it's the second shot. Ah, that's a miss. So it's just Haley's other guy to go, and I'm actually out of his line of sight. So you're going to have to move him. So what are your 3 actions?
We'll go move, shoot, shoot.
Okay, so not quite far enough. So move. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. And then 2 shoot actions. Okay, so you're at point blank range, which gives you +2, and you're at -1 because I moved once.
Okay, well actually I'm going to play my shooter's card, which means it ignores the -1 for your movement
yes,
token.
it does. So your first shot is at +2, and your second shot is going to be at +1.
Come on, some good dice. That's
14
better.
plus 2 is 16.
16.
That is a... Oh, that's a...
Under fire marker and a nerve test.
nuts.
That's more
Okay, so he's already taken 3 hits. His nerve is 3. So 3 and 3 is 6. So 6 or more, or he takes another hit, basically, or an under fire marker, which means he'll be out again. So 6 or more, or he's out. Hey!
Oh.
And the second shot, which is at +1. Ah, that's it. That's it. My guy's only got 4 hits before he's done. So that's the first scenario to Haley. Okay, so round 1 to Haley. We're going to be moving on to the next scenario because well, basically otherwise this will be the quickest battle report. Mind you, that might not be a bad thing, but we'll move on to the next scenario, so that will have an effect. So we'll get set up and see what the consequences are. Okay, so we're all set up for the second scene, which is called "This Town Ain't Big Enough." So as we're playing, following along from the last one, the scenery is all still the same. It's the same town, and everything is in the same place. So basically, after the incident with the stranger, one side wants to settle the score and plots to deliver murder in the streets. If played as a continuing story, whichever side won gets to draw one additional card. So Hayley's going to have an additional card in her hand. The hand size is dictated by the scenario. So basically, the good guys, which is me, have been divided into 4 groups, and I've got 4 guys, and Hayley's chosen to go a bit more specialist. So I've got 4 guys. I have one cowboy here with a shotgun. I have one pistol-armed cowboy in the middle, and another pistol-armed cowboy at the back there. My boss, he's this rather fetching fellow in a top hat, is enjoying his breakfast in this building here. The Desperados are a little bit more placed. So, and actually the building on the other side, we have the Desperado boss. Up in this building here, Hayley has chosen to take the killer. Now, he's a rather nasty piece of work. He's very, very good shot. And then there is one more inside the church. And they are going to be ambushing the good guys. They weren't happy about the stranger coming in last time and causing some trouble, so they're going to get some payback. The scenario now uses more cards, so we have a full deck, and we're going to have larger hands as well. And basically, the scene is going to end when the good guys, that's me, have 3 men out of action, or 2 of Hayley's guys are out of action. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be pretty bloody, I think. We'll deal out the cards and then get straight into it. Okay, so I've drawn some interesting cards for my hand. We have You Can't Kill What You Can't Catch. That's the one I had before. Basically, on this one, after a model's taken all of its activations, you get to take an extra move action, but one of the previous actions has to have been a move. Spotted Horse cannot be killed by a bullet. That's the one that lets me ignore an out of action test. Yellow Belly lets me play on an enemy model when it needs a nerve test, and they'll automatically fail it. Deadeye Shot, that ignores to hit penalties from cover and from their move actions. So that's really good if you want to get the hit. And True Grit, play on one of your own models when it is activated. The recover action removes all under fire markers instead of just one. So that's a good one to keep hold of. And we'll just go over and see what Hayley's drawn. Now Hayley gets 1 extra card because she won the last scene, so she'll be drawing 6.
Okay, so I've got 6 lovely cards to go through. The first one is Sodden by Whiskey. Play after all initiative cards have been dealt and revealed. You may swap one of the opposing model's initiative cards for another opposing model initiative card. So that basically means once he's laid his cards on the order of turn cards, I could swap them over if, say, one closer was due to go before the one further behind. We can swap them over to change their order of play. Yellow Belly, I think Martin's already explained this one on his, but play on an enemy model. If it suffers an under fire, a nerve test result from shooting, the nerve test is automatically failed. Martin's explained that one already. Spotted Horse cannot be killed by a bullet. Play on your own model when it is about to be shot. All out of action results become under fire and nerve tests. Stays in play until the end of the game. So basically a shot that would kill you, so a 19 or 20, say if Martin rolled a 19 or a 20, it would normally kill me, but if I play this card, it would just be the one under, which is under fire and nerve test. So that's quite a good one. Stumble, I think this is a favourite of Martin's. I think he's a bit jealous that I got this card. Play on an opposing model at any point during an action move. Its turn ends immediately. It loses any further actions. I think that one's pretty self-explanatory. Then we've got Stand It Like a Man and Give Some Back. Play at any time. All nerve tests are taken with no negative modifiers. It stays in play until a member of the player gang fails its nerve test. I think that one's pretty self-explanatory as well. And the Shootist we've had before. Play on one of your own models when it is activated. All shots against a single opponent count as aimed and ignore modifiers on the target moving. So if Martin's got any moving modifiers that would give me a minus, they would be ignored.
Okay, so there's a couple of special rules for the scenario. Hayley's boss will only come into play when one of his other 2 minions is killed. He's relying on them to do the dirty work for him. And in my first turn, I only get to put down 3 initiative cards. So one of my guys will not receive an initiative card, and he counts as surprised. And what that means is basically he will go after everybody else at the very end of the turn. So I'm going to have to pick quite wisely. So we'll move over and we'll draw the first cards. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, you wrote it down first. Okay, and then just to do the remaining one. So I'm going to do him. I'm going to do him. Okay, yep, he's only got 2. So brilliant. Let's turn him over. My shotgun is going on a 5. Oop. My guy in the middle is going on a 4, and then my guy at the back is going. Oh, that's not good. What about you? So the guy in the church. Oh, he's going at the very end. That's a joker. Yeah. And oh, they're all low. They're all really low. Okay, so I am going first. So it's my guy with the shotgun. Right. We'll skip over to his turn. Right. So he's going first on a 5, which is quite surprising. Okay, so I'm actually just going to take 3 move actions with him, and he's just going to try and get round the side of the building. So his first move is to there for 1. His second move to there, and his third move is just going to pop him round the back of the building there, and he receives a token. So anyone that shoots at him is at -3 to hit. All right, we'll move on to the next person. So this guy's going next on a 4. Haley's got the guy in the church there, so he's going to move, and shoot.
Can you shoot in a church?
Yeah, we're going to move. It's not Highlander. There's not like sanctuary on holy ground, right? And is he at point blank range? Yes, he is at point blank range. So I've moved twice, which means I'm -1 to my shot. However, because I'm at point blank range, I'm +2. So I'm +1. So 1d20 +1. 14. That is a single under fire marker. So the next person to activate is going to be Haley's killer. He got a 2. I have a 2 over there, but because Haley got her first initiative card down before me, she wins ties. So what are you going to do with the killer?
This guy is going to come out. I don't think you can see from the angle. There's a set of stairs behind.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll come around here. So 3 actions are going to be what?
Yeah, so we're going to move, and then we're going to aim and shoot at the guy.
Okay, so he's going to come round.
He's going to stand on this flight of stairs.
Yeah, that won't go wrong later. And he's going to shoot at this guy.
Yep.
Twice.
Aim and shoot.
Oh no, aim and shoot. Okay, right. Okay, so he's moved once. That doesn't give him any modifier to his shooting. He's +2 to shoot normally because he's the killer. You're aiming, so that's +1. But you're at long range, which is -1. So you're rolling a d20 +2. 16, 17, 18. That's a hit and a nerve test.
Yes, it is.
Okay, hit and a nerve test.
Yeah, I'm going to play my yellow belly.
Okay.
Play on an enemy model. If it suffers an under fire and nerve test result from shooting, the nerve test is automatically failed.
Right, so my guy just automatically takes 2 hits. Okay, so it's my guy returning now. So that wasn't great. I am going to return fire. I'm going to shoot once, and then I'm going to move, and I'm going to try and get back round this way. Okay, so firing back, we know we're at long range, which is -1, and I've taken 2 hits, which is -2, so I'm -3. Oh, 7 minus 4, that's a miss. And then he's going to move twice, 1, and I'm going to go around the back of the church. So, got you cornered. Okay, so it's the guy in the church. What's he going to do?
Okay, he's going to do a shoot at this guy in the doorway, and then he's going to move, hopefully doing some kind of acrobatics out of the window.
Yeah,
to
okay.
evade this guy at the back of the church.
Okay, so if you've watched my previous video about Dead Man's Hand, you know the movement in this is quite straightforward. Basically, if the ruler goes up onto it, then you can do it, and that goes for windows and doorways as well. It's meant to be quite cinematic. You can dive out of things. You can, you know, if the ruler reaches, you can jump. Okay, so he's going to shoot, and then move. So his first shot is at point blank range, which is +2. He's -2 because this guy moved twice. And he's -1 because he's shot. He's been shot once.
Okay, I might add the shooters to this, which will ignore.
Is that ignoring my movement?
Yeah.
Ah, damn it. Okay. All right. So in that case, you're just you're +1 for your first shot. Ah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Right. He is dead. So that's just about a cinematic. So he shot him in the head, then he shot his corpse, and now he's going to
take his dive out of the window.
Dive out the window, okay? There you go. So he's going to basically get to here. Okay. Yeah, that's another thing in Dead Man's Hand. When you declare your shoot actions and you select your targets, you have to follow through. So even if you declared all 3 shots against one model, and the first shot kills them outright, the other 2 shots have to be against them as well because they're fanning the gun. You know, but if you declared 3 separate shots and you were very lucky and got 20, 20, 20, you would actually just kill all 3 guys outright and be a bit of a legend. Okay, it's my boss to go last because he was the surprise model. He is going to take a move. He's going to take 3 move actions as well. So for his first action, he's going to come out of here. I don't have to worry about Haley's boss yet because I haven't killed any of them. So second move action is coming to here. And his third move action is he's going to get into this front of this building where we know the killer is. So nice, interesting end to turn. We've got to just draw up some new cards and then we'll draw initiative for the new turn. Okay, so I didn't play any cards, which I've got to remember to do, so I don't get any. Haley, on the other hand, drew up.
Yellow belly again.
Okay, so if I need a nerve test, then she can basically make it so I automatically fail. Right, so you ready? So I need to go. So 3, 2, 1, go. That was me. I was just looking for where my 4th guy was, and I just remembered that he's already dead. He's dead. So, okay, cool. Let's turn them over. Shotgun guy over here. He's on a 10. My boss, he's on a 5. Haley has a 3 and a 5. Ooh, could be nasty. And my guy who ran over here, he's on a 7. Okay, so interesting. Right. So, before we do this, Haley, do you want to play that card that swaps any of my initiative cards around, or are you happy how they are? Okay, cool. All right, so we'll go over to my shotgun guy first. Okay, so I'm going to go with my shotgun guy, and he is going to move now. In Dead Man's Hand, you can measure your first move, so he is going to make it to here. He's then going to get behind the killer. He's going to aim, and he's going to shoot, and he's going to use both barrels. So with a shotgun, at point blank range, you get +6 to hit if you use both barrels, and because he's aiming, he's get +1, so I'm going to get +7. So I'm hopefully just going to blast him off of the stairs. So he's going to move along here, and he's going to take aim and he's going to shoot.
I'm going to play my stumble card. Play on any opposing model at any point during the move action. Turn ends immediately.
Right.
It loses
Okay.
any further action.
I don't believe it. I genuinely hate that card. Where do you want him to stumble?
That's where we started. Would be good.
Oh, so he just basically took one step forward and stumbled. Right. Okay, that's the end of that then. So it's my guy behind the church as he was moving on 7. So he's taken 2 hits. So he is going to take a recover action. He's then going to move to the corner of the building, and then he's going to shoot at the guy that dived out of the window last turn. I'm also going to play you can't kill what you can't catch, which basically after all of those movements he gets to take 1 extra move action, which is going to be quite helpful. So then he'll use that to dive back. So first of all, his recover action lets him heal 1. He's going to move to the edge of the building, and he's going to shoot at this guy here, and yep, so he's at close range. And so normally he's got no bonuses to hit normally. He's at -1 because of the one hit he suffers. So I'm rolling and I'm -1.
I'm gonna play my spotted horse cannot be killed by a bullet. Play on your own model when it is about to be shot. All out of action results become under fire and nerve tests. Stay in play until the turn ends.
Okay, so basically, if I get a critical hit, if I get a 19 or 20, it's not going to kill him outright. So I am on a -1. Oh, I don't believe it. Oh, damn it. Okay, so it's a hit and a nerve test for him. Okay, so it's a hit and a nerve test. So he normally has a nerve of 3+ to bandit. He's taken 2 hits, so it's a roll of 5 or more to see if he takes another under fire. So 3, no, he takes another under fire. It's my boss to go now because he has the same initiative. He has a 5, the killer has a 5, but I did get my card down first, so I get to go. So I'm going to try and get rid of that pesky killer. I'm going to take one move, I'm going to aim, and I'm going to shoot up the steps. So one move, it's taken. I'm going to aim and I'm going to fire. Okay, so I'm at point blank range, so that's +2, and my boss has a +1 shoot, so I am at +3 in a single shot. Oh, that's it. He's out of there. Okay, so I might have taken out the killer, but that means that next turn, this guy's going to be coming into play. Anyway, it's the guy who dived out the window last. He's taken quite a few hits, so what do you want to do?
I think we're going to do a recover.
Okay, yeah.
1. Just to get that damage down a little bit. And then I think we're going to move.
Oh no, is he go?
We're going to shoot.
There you go.
In the back of the head.
Are you at point blank range?
Yes.
Okay. I'm obscured, which is -1. You're +2. -1 because I'm a boss. And you're -2 for the hit. So your shot is D20 -2. Nope, that's a miss. Okay, so that's the end of the turn. Time to draw up a card. And I have drawn, if they move, kill them. Playing one of your own models when you declare its actions for the turn. One wall or obstacle that would block line of sight to an enemy may be ignored. Oh, that's cool. So I can basically shoot through a wall. Okay, what did you get?
I got a you can't kill, can't catch.
Okay, so that's the one that I played before where you get an extra move action after your activations. Right then, so we'll draw initiative. Hayley, you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, and then we just place out the others.
Might hold 1.
Cool, let's flip them over. Mine was terrible. I drew a 2, which I've put on the shotgun guy.
That's not too bad.
You got 8. Oh, I've got a 4 in my boss.
Quite bad.
Your boss, it's going on a 3. My guy over here is going on an 8. Okay, but you got your 8 down first, so your guy in the street is acting first. Okay, so this guy's going first. What do you want him to do?
Okay, I'm going to add a card to his turn. You can't kill what you can't catch. So basically, if I do a move action, I then get a bonus move action in my turn.
Okay, so what are his 3 actions going to be?
Okay, so he's going to shoot.
Yeah.
Then he's going to move.
Yeah.
Then he's going to shoot.
Right.
Fly, and then he's going to move.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Well, all right, cool. All right then, let's sort it out. Okay, so he's shooting at a boss, which is always -1. He's obscured, that's -2. You are wounded twice, which is -4, but you're +2 because you're at point blank range. So you are D20 -2. That's 18. So that, thank God for that. That would have been out of action. So that is a hit and a nerve test. Okay, so my guy's taking a hit and needs to do a nerve test, but are you gonna?
I'm gonna play
you're gonna play yellow bellies.
Which means that nerve test is gonna
failed, and that's my boss. So my boss is actually taking 2 under fire results. Okay, now you get to do your move.
Over here.
Okay.
He's a busy boy, this one.
He is. That's so lucky that wasn't. And is he at point blank range for this guy?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So, let's see. So you're at -2, and you're at +2. That's it. You're just evens. 2. Okay, that's a miss. And now he gets to make his final move. Because of is he jumping through another way? Is he going? He's jumped out of one. He's jumping back in.
There's a little jumping beam.
All right, in he goes.
Jump back in his building.
All right, brilliant. Okay. Okay, it's this guy to go now, and he's going to move, and he's going to shoot twice. So he's going to move in, poke his head through this door. Peekaboo. And he is at point blank range, and he is going to shoot twice, but I'm also going to use Deadeye Shot, which means I ignore your move actions. So that's going to be interesting. So he's taken 1 hit, which is at -1. He's at point blank range, which is +2, and unfortunately I ignore those movements, so I am at +1 for my first shot. That's a 7, that's a miss, and 0 for my second shot. That's a single under fire marker. Okay, so the next person to act is my boss. So he is quite simply going to aim. Actually, no, do you know what? He's going to recover, aim, and shoot at your guy in the building. So for his recover action, though, I'm going to use True Grit, which means instead of just recovering 1 under fire, he's going to get rid of all of his under fire. So that's his recover action. He's then going to take aim at the building, and then he's going to shoot. So he's at long range, which is -1. And this guy is obscured and in substantial cover, which is a further -2. And he's moved twice, which is -5. But my aim is going to give me a mighty +1. So I'm shooting at... Oh, and I have a shooter +1. So I'm -3. And yeah, that's a big old miss. Okay, so it's Haley's boss to go. So what's he going to do?
He is going to do a quick dash from this building to this building.
Okay, so free move. So I think he can make it move. 1, 2. Yeah, he's going to make it into there. So do you want me to move him? Yeah. So he's going to just run into this one. Do you want to stick? Is he poking out there? He's poking out there. Right. Okay, perfect. Right. I've got the guy over here with his shotgun. So hopefully he'll be able to do something. Okay, it's time for the redemption of my man with the shotgun. So he is going to move, and shoot at this guy. So his first move action, come to here. Second move action, he's going to come to here. And he's going to blast Haley's boss. So he's at point blank range with a shotgun. He's used both barrels, so that's +6. You are a boss, which is -1, and you're in a building which counts as obscured and substantial cover, so a total of -3. So I'm just +3. Come on. 17 + 3 is 20. I think he's just been turned into a red cloud. Boom. But also, I believe it is that, let me just check. The scenario ends when the good guys have 3 men out of action or the bad guys have 2 men out of action. So, with the boss of the Desperados gone, I've already taken out 1. This round goes to the Cowboys. Right. Well, it does go to another game, but we're gonna do that a different time. So the next scene is called "We'll Be Waiting," and there's going to be a big showdown in Dead Man's Hand. Anyway, well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Bit of a different game. Everyone's been asking for more battle reports, and we, wanted to do them, and we are going to do some more. And we will be doing some when we can. But we hope you guys enjoyed this. This is the first time you've played it, so...
Yeah, again, another great game, another quick game.
That's really quick.
Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't like waiting between turns very long, so yeah, it's good for that.
It's cool. And it's a Western, even though I know you're not the biggest
fan. I'm not the biggest fan of Westerns.
Sacrilege.
Get in there.
We're getting there. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Part 2 will be up as soon as we sort out a time that we can do it. And in the meantime, I hope you're all staying safe. Take care. Cheers.
Bye.